the epitome of ethics. It too has problems, like every state. It was rated the second most ethical. So there's over 40 states between California and Nevada. Nevada's laws are, for the most part, often based on California and Arizona laws. So I'm very familiar where these laws are going. Nevada is still growing. It's relatively new. I would like to help take politics out of the courtroom, take the corruption I've seen out of the courtroom. That's not going to just help the Asian American community. That's going to help all the communities. It's going to help veterans. It's going to help the Hispanics. It's going to help the African Americans, all of it. You cannot have a country of opportunity and have things going on behind the scenes that are not correct. I'm an immigrant myself. I came from Israel when I was 4 years old. The Constitution and our civil liberties means the world to me. Too many people have died to protect it, and I cannot sit back and watch what I've seen.
Thank you. And Eric.
I'm your current district court judge. I was appointed by Governor Sandoval last May after a lengthy vetting process in which approximately 25 applicants were vetted through the Judicial Selection Committee. And 3 of those were recommended to 2 different judicial positions that were open when the appellate court was created. Judge Hardy and myself were nominated by the selection committee for both of those positions, which is rather rare, because typically the selection committee only picks 3 people for one and then 3 different people for the other. So the selection committee clearly thought that both Judge Hardy and I were the clear choices for selection for the bench. Prior to my selection as judge to the district court bench, I was a prosecutor here in Southern Nevada for almost 32 years. I came here in 1984 to work on the last of the Stardust skimming cases and the Tony Spilotro prosecutions as part of the Organized Crime Strike Force, which was a specialized unit that dealt with organized crime matters. And I worked with that office throughout the period of time until I became criminal chief in 2013 for the state of Nevada in the U.S. Attorney's Office. And in the course of my work as a strike force prosecutor, I handled numerous complex, large trials. I've handled trials that have gone months at a time, hundreds of witnesses, tens of thousands of documents. I've also litigated other complex cases that involve international money laundering, terrorism, casino fraud, public corruption, and a wide range of different matters, even a fight-fixing case. So I have worked extensively in the trial courts, and I've worked with complex cases, putting on trials in the trial courts involving large document, large witness, complex matters. That's what this court is that I'm assigned to now as your district court judge. It is our county trial courts. It handles criminal and civil matters. And so I feel my experience as a trial judge, as a prosecutor, lends itself to that. And during my time with the Department of Justice, I was twice honored by the department as one of the top prosecutors in the country with its Director's Award. I taught regularly trial advocacy and strategy at the National Advocacy Center, and I also taught ethics at the Boyd School of Law here in Las Vegas on a number of semesters. So I have a good grasp of what is involved in doing the work on the district court, and the kind of experience I have gives me a broad spectrum to deal with almost any legal issue that may come in front of me. But what this has done, working with these different cases, working with these different agencies and different organizations, has given me an opportunity to work in the Las Vegas community with almost every state, local, federal law enforcement agency or government agency. I've had the opportunity to work with almost every culture of our diverse community, with victims of crimes, with witnesses, with casinos, with businesses. This is my community, and through the course of my work, I have come to where I have a good grasp on the people here in the community, and I think that's important as a judge. The work that we do in the court for the litigants that are actually there impacts them more than almost any other governmental function. When you're in the court, that is time-consuming, and we need good judges. And while I appreciate the comments of some of my opponents in terms of what they want to bring to the court, I think that I already bring that to the court in the work that I'm doing right now, and in the experience that I've had as a prosecutor with the Department of Justice for 32 years, as a criminal division chief, my last 2 years as strike force chief, that's the 10 years before that, with my clearance as a top secret clearance with the U.S. Attorney's Office so that I could supervise terrorism matters. My clearance allowed me unrestricted access to both the FBI and to the Joint Terrorism Task Force. I bring ethics to this job. I bring competence to this job, and I request and think that I have a good opportunity to do more with the court if I'm given that opportunity by the voters here in the state. And so I would appreciate this consideration by this organization. I appreciate the consideration of the Nevadans for the continuing on the work that I'm doing.
Well, Eric, we had heard Scott mention talk about briefly about the Veterans Court here in Nevada, and obviously there are a lot of things. While judges have certain duties on the bench, they also have responsibilities off the bench. Assuming you are retained for the seat in District Court 20, and obviously everyone else will have an opportunity to answer this question, what types of unrepresented or underrepresented groups do you plan on focusing some of your off-bench efforts towards, such as a Veterans Court, a mental health court, something along those lines?
Well, the Veterans Court